everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to my channel. All right. I'm hoping everybody's doing okay. I really, really am. I'm gonna get the life path readings back, or not back, up and going, but I'll be doing those throughout the course of the week. Right. Right. Okay, so hopefully everybody's doing okay. And realistically, this is that season, y'all. This is truly that season. And one of the things that is really, really important, right? With Neptune retrograde, with Neptune and Uranus, those two planets in particular hold a lot of relevance to what it is that would have been put in the media and and then it also has the breakdown of what media even is, right? Whether it be something that's coming to me is like family home movies. That's definitely one of them. One of the other things is I heard if you're doing it for the stage, if you're doing it for fake, all of that kind of stuff, right? Um, the family home movies, and with Neptune and Uranus, like everybody always flips out about Mercury retrograde, right? I don't have the same perspective in regards to that because Mercury goes retrograde 3, 4 times a year, and it's been doing it for so very long. The more important things you need to focus on, especially with the attempt to, I'm hearing something about indictments, okay? Especially within the attempt to mm, 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 do Dark Night of the Souls, right? That was something that was coming to me a whole lot. I'm like, oh my goodness, why are y'all doing? Yeah, what's the point in doing the Dark Night of the Soul? And some of the readings that watching, I'm like, okay, all this shit already happened. All of it already happened, and it's one of those. Oh my goodness! I hope everybody's doing okay. I really, really do. One of the things that's been kind of highlighted a whole lot, right, is Alzheimer's. That's definitely one of them. Or a person forgetting. It's one of those. Oh, I forgot that happened, or I forgot this happened, or I forgot this happened. One of the things I know in my city is one of those because people know who I am, thankfully. Um, they know the genuineness of me now, right? Um, and everything it was that was, I just heard, just clear your head for this one. Okay. But they knew who I was in reality with a lot of stuff for a really really long time, and it wasn't that I didn't say anything. One of the things that keeps coming up, right, is about being a late bloomer. That's a shout out to those who are what constitutes as late bloomers. However, um, concern, yeah, because I'm still gonna be shuffling the cards. Um, but with the concern of being a master teacher, being an older male, um, and the studies and studying, right? But in regards to a lot of it, it's been one of those. I don't consider myself a late bloomer because I've always said what it is I needed to say in those moments, right then and right there. I didn't wait. Now, whether a person wanted to acknowledge that I said it or not is something completely different. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, leave. If you are in St. Louis and you doing, leave Bella the fuck alone. Leave Empress Bella alone. You raggedy midget mother loaves of bread. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying real hard not to cuss, y'all. I promise you. No, because the reality is, for those people that I know that are connected to me here in St. Louis, or who were connected to me here in St. Louis, I personally cut cords from them because they weren't doing anything for me. They weren't helping me. They knew exactly what it was I had going on, and all they wanted to do was drain the hell out of me. And it's one of those I can't get a job. I can't. Yeah, it's like I can't get a job. I can't take care of my kids properly. the way I am accustomed to, because I am accustomed to having a house for my children, not living with no fucking body. If that is your story and that's what happened with you and your family, then you live that shit out. I noticed that that was something that kept coming up a whole lot for a nice little minute, right? And what ended up taking place that really pissed me off about the whole situation was, and I had just picked up on this. Hey, Money Bird, how you doing? Okay. But ultimately, it was one of those situations where people were tired of y'all bullshit. And when it comes to the city politics here in my city, I know Kara Spencer from back in the day. She doesn't hold her word very well. She really, really doesn't. And if she's doing better now, I wouldn't know, because at the time that all of these things were going on, with her being elected and everything, there was also some plots afoot to take out to Red Rum to Shara, because she had been doing such a good job. So please remember those portions. That's the part that y'all keep missing out on. Okay, so it's that part. The other portion of it, that was really coming to me was, I really been, excuse me, I really just been relaxing as much as I can, so to speak, and making sure I do what I usually do and work out, you know. But for the most part, a lot of the different people who have been calling themselves trying to send messages to me, whether it be through other people or otherwise, I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about that. Anybody who knows me in real life, in 3D, and knows the work it is that I've done, they have always known that I've always been an activist. They've always known that I've been a spiritual activist. They've always known that I've been a fucking advocate. So for them to play the game of, no, we got to be friends now. No, we don't have to be friends now. I need to hold my boundaries. You did bad business with me, and within doing bad business, you involved everybody in my family so much so to the point where I have to put boundaries up to them to where I don't even want to see them, because I know that of the fuckery that could come into place from you all. That's detrimental on so many different levels. That's that portion. The other thing it was that had came up, I heard keep going, baby, just clear your head. Okay, the other thing that came up, I noticed that it was the incoming concerns. I noticed that one of the things it was that was problematic um with uh it was quite a few different people, but with the granting of forgiveness, right? Because we've been talking about this a whole lot. By the way, I'm okay, right? I really am okay. But a lot of people, what they want or what they constitute as forgiveness, we talked about this several different times. You don't want forgiveness. You don't want grace. You want for you want to abuse the individual. And a lot of people currently are upset because I won't let them abuse me. If I say it's abusive to me, you don't get to depict what is and isn't abusive to or for me, especially considering my age. I'm a grown adult woman who has been put in a position because of jealousy, because of lust, because of anger, because of anxiety, and because of ego. I know what I'm gonna change this to. So in any event, um, a lot of different things it was that I noticed that was going on or coming into place, right? For a nice little second, I had noticed that, or yeah, for a nice little second, I had noticed that people were playing a lot of, they were playing a lot of different games And I had talked about this so many different times. Loop spells is one of them. In a loop spell is like the equivalent of a dark night of the soul, for real. It's pretty much the same thing. What upsets me about a lot of this stuff is that a lot of people like to practice um manifesting, magic, praying, whatever. Y'all like to practice it, but you don't know what you're doing when you practice it. If that makes sense. You guys really don't know exactly what it is that you're doing in that regard. And you always expect for the person to not know who you are on the other side of things. A lot of the people it was that kind of at the start of it, right, with me having my channel, um on YouTube. I started over here on YouTube with posting my videos. And then I shifted over to Facebook, and then I shifted over to Instagram, and now I'm back over primarily on YouTube, right? Uh, it's not only because it's safer, but because I know I just need to get the messages out, and it'll all just fall in line. One of the things it is that was coming to me is it being the season, or it being the season of winter, realistically, but it's also I heard it's autumn. Okay, well, when the snow hit the ground, it constitutes as winter. Okay, in different areas. All right, we in the Midwest. It is not autumn. It is winter. Winter solstice is for another 2 weeks, but with the way y'all been speeding shit up and doing all these damn death spells and shit, you made winter come early. Stop it. Stop being rude. I'm trying to get this out. So, but a lot of the people, whenever they're doing actual work on me, I could see their faces while they're doing it. I don't care if they're glazing in or in a camera or not in the camera. Some may, some of it might be about cameras, but if they're looking into a flame, I can see it. I also know that I'm grateful, right? That I'm able to see things through another person's eyes, but that opens the gateway and the portal to see it, for them to see through mine, right? And to see if what they are doing is working. So with the whole monitoring spirits and all that other stuff, yeah, y'all do too much. Y'all do entirely too much. Too entirely too damn controlling. Entirely too damn controlling. Yesterday I did notice that there was a shift in different situations. The main thing is um, I don't have a problem with NOI. I really, really don't. Um, but its constituents, that's a whole different ball game. The main thing or the main theme that has cycled back around, is African peoples and African men bringing traditional European concepts and constructs into Pan Africanism and the diaspora. Okay, stop doing it. You might as well just say you a humanitarian, because you are not really focused on what's best for the tribe as a whole. You really only concerned about what's best for you. That bothers the hell out of me. Okay, it's that part. The other portion of it is the fact of the intelligence level more up to date. I've noticed that a lot of people, it was really bothering me because I was sitting with it for the past few days, and as I was, shifting and moving in the streets, basically. But it really made me so sad to see and know that y'all didn't do no fucking healing work. Y'all didn't do no fucking healing work at all. Black Men Build, Mission St. Louis, Action St. Louis. You bitches was watching my shit all this time. I could have took it better. I could have took all this shit so much better if people had actually been healing. I could have, if they would have been actually healing themselves and making better choices about their lives. But you motherfuckers was trying to kill me and take everything from me. For what reason? For what reason? I sit with it a lot, and I be like, you know what? No, because I have to sit with the God, with God Goddess, with Jesus, Buddha, all of them. I have to just sit with them. And it's even those that are in inner earth. If you know, you know. If you don't have that capability, you can't say that I'm wrong because I do. Because I can understand what's going on in the heavens and in hell. You can't get mad at me because I can do it just because you fucking can't. That wasn't your job. Let me do my fucking job. Let me do what the fuck I'm supposed to. In any event, I was sitting with them. All of them are mad. Everybody, they pissed. They pissed. Because what the shit it was that you motherfuckers did, you knocked off the balance. You knocked off the damn balance. Meaning you motherfuckers, I don't think people really understand the fact that for the past, I want to say, definitively, Council of Nicaea was what, 308, 312 or so. So for about the past 1900, yeah, past 1900 or so years, you've been doing spell work to capture people. When 3,000 years ago, it was a blueprint already created for you. And you persecute those people who follow the damn blueprint. You persecute those people. It's very annoying. So what ended up coming to me though, it's like I see why the ascended masters are looking at people and treating things the way that they're treating them, like in totality, because we're in the season of keep what you kill. You keep what you kill, meaning for those of us who know what hunting is, right? To any extent, right? I personally learned a long time ago. It's smarter for you to kill your ego and endure that ego death by your own hand opposed to somebody else doing it. That's why I keep my shit in check on a very regular basis. Because I don't like nobody telling me that I'm doing something right or wrong. And when a person trying to tell me I'm doing something right or wrong, it's one of those, hold on, let me evaluate this motherfucking person. Because if this motherfucker don't have no backing or no knowledge in this particular area that they're trying to tell me that something is being done right or being done wrong, that's a problem. It's one of those, you can't tell me what the fuck I'm doing, if I'm doing it right or if I'm doing it wrong. You don't even know shit about what the fuck it is that this particular area is. The other thing is, it's a lot of lessons that are to be coming up, right, y'all? With this Virgo Pisces axis. A lot of lessons coming up in this Virgo Pisces axis. And unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of lessons that you motherfuckers failed already. I know I didn't fail mine. I'm very proud of myself. And I have a right to pat myself on the back. Thank you. I'm very proud of myself because when it was all said and done and all that is said, you put my back against the wall. I didn't do that to either one of the people. Either one of them. Period. I made damn sure everybody ate, even on days that I did not. And the thing that it showed me throughout this process is people will intentionally make sure you don't eat based off of the way that you look. This is what I mean. If you dress nice, I've noticed this at the different soup kitchens, right? If you're dressed nice, meaning your body is clean to some extent, and you have a sense of intelligence, everyone begins to question why are you in this space, right? And what leads them to question why are you in this space typically is there's an inkling of jealousy or envy that would come into place, right? Now, for some people, it'll be that jealousy or envy. Others, it'll be admiration, okay? So you know where you fit on that spectrum, okay? But within doing so, and within that being what will go on, I noticed that you'll get people who look at you in a particular way because I heard something about one coat. Is somebody doing some nails or something? Somebody zoned out doing nails. But that or the whole one coat, right? How a person isn't supposed to have multiples of anything. That's something that's kind of scary to me, even in that regard, because me personally, right? I was being targeted, right? This whole damn time, especially this year. I don't, to be honest with y'all, because possibly because it's a 9 year. So take from this information what works for you. Cause some shit has been jamming my Glock, grinding my gears, being from the city of Fucktardia and living within it. Um, but I'm thinking it's because it's a 9 year. But I didn't have when I tell you I've been filling out application after application after application. I was filling out applications, I was making calls, I was doing everything the typical way that one would who has been in my position. And I wasn't getting any headway. The one place it was that I did do a an interview, they were playing on my top. And it's because of what they know, not think, they know to be so with me, right? And they want to keep playing games and things of that nature. I don't do well with a lot of gossip. I really, really don't. It bothers me so very much to have to deal with a lot of gossip and a lot of bullshit. I'm too damn grown for that. I noticed, right? A couple people they told me that they thought I was a hell of a lot younger. What it tells me, right? They thought I was like 30. They thought I was late 20s, early 30s. That's the maximum. No one ever guesses that I'm about to be 42 years old. I'm grateful for it because I don't look like the hell you sons of bitches then put me through. I don't look like that. But what is to demonstrate is the kids are sick of y'all shit too. They sick of your shit. Like, period. Don't nobody got time to be playing no fucking games with no grown ass people who didn't learn how to nurture their inner child. Your inner child and my inner child may be into two different fucking things. My inner child may be interested in learning how to bend fucking spoons and bend metal and make fire flow up and all this other cool shit, while your inner child may just want to eat fucking ice cream. That's okay. It's typically those people who don't want to unlock that other 1%. I'll say this. Did you know that they say this, I don't believe this, but they say that people only use 10% of their brain. And the ones who use that full 10% are constituted as geniuses. Okay? You want to know what fucks me up about that? A lot of the choices it is that people have made over these years, especially with the utilization of my essence, they weren't even using 4% of their brain to any extent. It was very, very disheartening and discouraging. You can't lead a people if you don't even know what their needs are. A lot of things currently have been on the emotional side, right? Especially with this time of year, real shit. Because around this time of year, we have to deal with suicides, we we have to deal with, well, in that regard, I did find out that the number of red rooms and self-read rooms have decreased in my city from like 200 down to 130. I was crying because that's not the intention that I set last year. That wasn't the intention. I wanted it to be zero. So I felt some type of way about this. That's what I personally was working for it to be none. And it's not even necessarily about people getting along, quote unquote, getting along to get along, but understanding everybody don't have to like you. I had to learn that the hard way. Okay? I had to learn that the extremely hard way. Have you ever walked through a state or a city that is so focused on social media, drama, and the expectations based out of a person who's on a particular social media platform that you have nothing to do with? And people, and when I say people, I'm talking about employers. Do you understand me? I am a working woman. I'm not one of those people who like laying on my back, spreading my legs. It's nothing against it, but I don't like doing it. I don't like doing that shit all the motherfucking time. Just so I can get a few dollars. Because niggas in St. Louis is broke. These motherfuckers is broke. And entitled. I don't. If I had anything to do with that, I will go ahead and say this. If I had anything to do with that, I am so sorry, ladies. I apologize. I'm sorry. I wasn't intending on empowering them to be assholes. I was intended on empowering them to review who they were as individuals so that they could heal themselves, so that they could be better men for the women here in St. Louis. And when I say better men or women, I am not speaking according to gender alone. I am talking about even in the Rainbow Coalition. However they identify. I was trying to make it so that they could be better people, period. And a lot of them motherfuckers, they failed. They failed horribly. Like, period. They can't handle the truth about their actions or themselves. They can't do basic calculations on cause and effect. I wasn't aware of that. I am so sorry. That's part of the reason why I've been taking off a lot of time. Because when I tap into things, it be a lot of people that, and I've even said their names, and that was the other thing that came into place with it. When I would say that person's name, that's because they're doing spell work on me in that moment. Over the years, I learned that. Tef, Kareem Jackson, he's NOI. I'm not comfortable going there and being in that atmosphere. He's done a lot of shit to me and said a whole bunch of fucked up shit to and with me. I'm not supposed to want to be around her. I'm not supposed to want to go and participate in poetry, knowing that everybody feel that Corey Black / Corey Wright, whoever the fuck he want to be today, he has a predominant aspect in that, and I helped him a lot, and he's never done shit for me other than cause problems. If it wasn't him, it was his bitches. I don't have time to be dealing with nobody else's hoes. Because they're unhealed. I did my part as far as the healing work is concerned, even whether it be with Lethal, whether it be with Bobby, whether it be with Tracy, whether it be with Mike Milton, whether it be with Kayla Reed, whether it be with Brandy, whether it be with fucking Lightning or Christy Cotton, Sharika Brown, Eric White. I don't give a fuck. I did my part. I don't owe you anything. Y'all have no idea how annoying it is to see you motherfuckers trying to fetch y'all way to me, but when you had me right there, you treated me like I wasn't shit. Like I owed you the little bit I had when I came to you begging and asking for help. You didn't help me. You didn't abide by principles that come into place with light work ain't light work. You made light work hard work. a whole lot harder than it had to be for me. When I tell y'all, these people made my life hell being around them. I couldn't even enjoy a fucking drink without a bitch running their mouth going to say, she doing this and she doing this, as if y'all my mama and I'm fucking somebody. Ain't not now one of these names ever paid a bill for me, but I can guarantee you they got cash app statements of how much I sent them. So if I say I forgave you and I don't want to talk to you, I mean that. I forgave you. We're good. Leave me alone. There is no friendship. And you're not good, and they're not good at business. My proof of it is in the spiritual aspect whenever you do something in spirit. Because y'all want to play practitioner and like y'all know Shango and all them so fucking well. And by the way, y'all might want to leave them the fuck alone. Because the African guys and goddesses, they're pissed. They're pissed. Because y'all making us look horrible. Y'all made them look horrible. You really fucking did. You really did. As representatives, as period, y'all fucking suck. Like, flat out. That's what I was saying. Between all of the marching and different events that went on that people just wanted me to show up at, I noticed that when I show up, a lot of people will show up behind me and around me just out of nowhere. I knew that though. They knew that though. They knew that back in, I want to say it was 2022, when they decided to put other people over me opposed to allowing for me to just step into my shit. Here's the deal. I've always been queen. I've always been goddess. But that don't mean just because you queen and you goddess, you got to walk around with your nose stuck up. Because when you're a queen or when you're a goddess, you have a responsibility to take care of those people that are around you. It's not about title. It's about responsibility and dedication. Too many of y'all still want that title shit. And you can barely handle the little bit you got. All it would take is for you to sit with yourself. Most of you don't even like sitting with yourselves. Now you don't have a choice but to sit with yourself, and you're going fucking nuts. You should. Welcome to my world. Because y'all weren't easy to read for, and you absolutely weren't easy to plan for, and you absolutely, even above and beyond it, weren't easy to direct or to guide. Because you think you know everything just because you're older, but you're doing the same shit that I've seen fucking teenagers doing. Because you think it's cute. You think it's hip. You think it's cool. That's bothersome. I digress. Ultimately, when it's all said and done and all done and said, the very thing that you hate about that I noticed that all of those names I call, and even Phil Assets, Queen Mocha Latte, Nicole, whatever. The main thing I noticed with all of y'all all have a hatred, a deep-seated hatred for each other, and y'all are just alike. Each one of you, I heard greedy, just greedy. Greedy as fuck. You have no idea how many times I had to sit with y'all ancestors. I had to do it in real life. And then when I saw you, your ancestor would have preempted me to go see you. And you know what you did? You left me out in the cold. You left me high and you left me dry. And you didn't give a fuck about how my kids were going to eat. You didn't care about what roof it would be that I would have over my head. You didn't care about whether or not I would get clothes or shoes for me and for my family. All you cared about was yourself. So now, when on the flip side of it, I was like, during that learning process, I was like, okay, I'm learning who is going to be there for me long term and who will not be there for me long term. Cool. Take it with a, as they say, take it with a grain of salt. And so I did. Now, as time continues, now as time continues on, I noticed those very same people be the ones trying to reach out to me energetically so I can help them with what they built. I already helped you. I don't have to help you no more. You rejected, you not rejected, you stole opportunities from me already. Let's give good common sense to this. Cause this ain't my first time saying this. This is what's pissing me off about it. This is what's really pissing me off about it. Because this ain't my first time this ain't my first time doing this type of live. This ain't my first time dealing with none of this. I said it in one of my readings a few years ago. 12 people can't tell the same lie unless all 12 of them sat down and agreed to lie. Which is the primary reason why I personally be like, nope, I'll talk to the person myself. I don't want to talk to nobody else. That's okay. That was the reason why I introduced a lot of people, or not introduced, but why it is I made sure I introduced myself to people so that they could see me for themselves. I don't like Christopher Kaiser. I do not. I will not ever like him. I cut cords with him. I cut cords with all these people. I could have did to them. This is what upset me about even hearing it coming from other readers, these different situations. I was under the impression that everything was squashed. I was. I was under the impression that everything was squashed when I started back working at Delmar Gardens, September 11th, 2023. I was under the impression that y'all had grew up then and understood that it's not one person's burden to fucking carry an entire goddamn nation. That's what I was under the impression of. And then y'all will scream about a person having a God complex, but you see what you put me through. Every person who got that shit going on, that's on them. That ain't got nothing to do with me. If you get karma for something that you did to me, that's because you did it to me. I didn't do it to you. I spent an entire year. An entire year, y'all. Working on different healing modalities for those above and those below. An entire year to heal you just so you could turn around and stab me in the fucking back and try and trap me again? And doing death spells and shit? I spent a year out of my fucking life after you had already taken. In most cases, 20 fucking years. Don't get me started on senior. Don't get me started on Darnell Lamont Lloyd Sr., 11/11/82, and Heather Lloyd, and Margaret Murphy, and Catherine Fowler. I said this when my daughter had to go to the damn hospital because her knee got messed up. Catherine Murphy lied. I was supposed to get child support, but because she felt some type of way, because her and her dude was going through something, she took it out on me. I reported her. So again, anything that happens to you because of what you did to me, here's the thing that comes into play, sweetie. I'm not the only person that it was done to. I'm just the one who did something about it. And I didn't have to do what you think I did in order to make it happen. Everybody don't want to heal. I get that. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I made my peace with it. I used to cry about that's be for real, for real. If you really want to know the deal, that used to be what I would cry about in the middle of the night. Like, damn, this motherfucker just don't want to heal. He don't want to do no. They don't want to do no healing work. They don't want to do what they supposed to. They just want to be in the fuckery. They like mess. They like mess. It gives them something to talk about. It gives them something to do to distract them from what's actually going on in their lives and in the lives of their children. One of the best jobs it was that I personally felt like I had. Okay, I just heard was being a nurse. No, it was not being a nurse because true enough, I can do the job of a nurse, but I wasn't registered as one. But was being a teacher. I enjoyed the little kids. You know why I like little kids? Because little kids don't mind being redirected. You ain't always got to put your hands on them. Sometimes you just you got to get a creative way. They're little people. I like those. I like the little people. It's when they get to that age, not even when they start, quote unquote, as some people say, smelling themselves. It's not they smelling themselves. It's because you motherfuckers would have fucked up so much around them that they got to figure it out on their own. Because you didn't do a good job of showing them how to figure it out. And when they turn to friends, you get upset. And I'm learning. I already knew this to be so. But when they turn to God, goddess, angels, archangels, whatever they turn to other than you get pissed off. I had to stop asking questions to pastors and ministers and clergymen. I had to stop asking them questions because I recognized the ego in them. I went and I did the work myself. Now you have to do the work yourself. Period. I've recognized every time something gets done to me, it goes back to that person. I'm grateful for that. You know why? Because it shows that my obedience to the divine, to the universe, is a whole lot better than my obedience to someone else's ego. That being said, have the day y'all deserve because I already know y'all like to plot and plan and scheme on shit. And it was 4411 when I said that. I already know y'all like to plot and plan and scheme. And when it's all said and done, out of pocket is an understatement for the way that you all have been. You need to be grateful for those people who can still tolerate being around you. Because everything that you have done to me, it being done to you, 4444, when I said that, that's called poetic justice. And it just so happens that I'm a poet with the same name as the main character and the attitude of the secondary one. Be careful what you try to manifest, because it might not be what you really want. Have the days you deserve, ladies and gentlemen.